If you're looking for some easy side dishes for a lot of your fall goodies that you've put away this year, you've came to the right place. But before we get started, I am Julia. Aaron's behind the camera, and we are the Canny Couple, a small homestead family in rural Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. And in my last video, I was talking about how, one of the ways I save a lot of money is by using my pantry to help cut our costs on our holiday meals, especially around the holidays. This is a great way to save a lot of money because you have a lot of food that you've been putting away throughout the year, or you've held off, you've put it all away in the fall. Now let's use it, save some money, save some time and effort. And I'm going to give you some ideas, but I'm going to be completely honest with you all. A lot of these things that I'm going to tell you, these are ideas I've had, meals my family has made, things my mom has made, things Aaron has made, but we keep our food very, very simple. I mean, we're talking extremely simple. For us, our side dishes will be a sweet potato, either a mashed sweet potato or a souffle. We're going to do a potato salad because that's like the one request I have from Aaron.
Has to be made.
Stuffing. What else? Not much else. Apples for the little one, and that's really just about it. Maybe a few other small items. I don't do a lot of multiple sides, multiple ways to cook, but a lot of these things I'm going to tell you, they are good options for you depending on where you are in your garden this year, what you've put away. So easy ideas, very basic, very simple. You're going to see there's a lot of repeat on this. I feel like a lot of times people look at vegetables and think they have to be fixed a certain way. You can only fix potatoes and mashed potatoes or potato salad. No, you can do so many things with potatoes. You can do a lot of things with potatoes that you can do with sweet potatoes. With sweet potatoes, you can do a lot of those things that you do with sweet potatoes with squash. You can mix squash with sweet potatoes in meals. You can do so much, it's not even funny. It's just getting creative and thinking outside the box. So one of my favorite dishes of all times to use with fall vegetables, and if I would have had more vegetables for fall, if I'd have had rutabagas, anything like that, more carrots, I probably would have done this roasted veggies. So you just take your favorite vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, butternut squash. You really have to have the sweet potatoes and the butternut squash in this, at least one, if not both of them. Carrots. Aaron likes rutabagas in this a lot. Turnips. Anything that's a root vegetable, throw it, clean it, cut it up into whatever slices that you like. Throw it in some olive oil and your favorite seasonings. Pop it in the oven until it's all cooked, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you don't like olive oil, use whatever oil you like. Tallow, lard, whatever suits your family's needs. Aaron will tell you this is one of his absolute favorites. It really is. He will gobble this meal up. If I make this root vegetable dish, you can even throw mushrooms in there. He will have portions that are like twice the size of mine because he likes it so well. It is one of his all-time favorites. And it's so versatile. So you can get all your veggies in one dish by roasting all those vegetables. It's just a great way to do it. The next thing I would do is sweet potatoes and winter squash. They're very versatile. You can do more than just a pie. You could do more than just a sweet potato casserole. Like I said, I was going to do a sweet potato souffle. That's what I'm thinking of with a oatmeal type topping. I haven't found the exact recipe I'm going to use yet, but that's the way I'm leaning because we tried one. We really liked it, so I want to try to create something very similar. You can roast them, even if they're in a can. Drain them or rinse them off. Put them into a pan, a baking dish, butter, cinnamon, sugar, or whatever other seasonings you like on a sweet potato, and pop them in the oven, and they do just fine if they're not too small. You can also make it a soup. I will tell you, butternut squash and sweet potatoes work really well together, especially like if you do a mash, but I would also say they would work really well together for soup. I will tell you, we are not butternut squash soup people. I've tried it. We don't like it on the savory side.
No, like it on the sweet side.
We prefer it on the sweeter side. You could roast them. I would say, bake your sweet potatoes, roast your squashes, any winter squashes that you have, cut them in half. The way we would be told to do it in our areas, you lay them flat on a pan or you lay them up and you put a little bit of brown sugar. We actually would just cut them and cook them and eat them in the roasted vegetables. That's the way we like them savory, is with those roasted vegetables. We don't put any sugar or anything in there. But then you also have your traditional pies, casserole breads. I will tell you, sweet potato flatbread is really good.
It's really good.
It's very good and very minimal ingredients. And I also made squash cakes, like potato cakes, but instead of potatoes, I used squash, and they turned out really good. They were actually very nice to have. Potatoes. The amount of things you can do with potatoes is endless. A few of the ideas we have. Potato salad. This is where I can up our own relish so I can make Aaron potato salad a couple times a year. He loves potato salad. It's one of the things that won him over. I made potato salad and he was like, yes, I love it. And then he said, I love you. You could bake them, mash them, scallop potatoes, anything. And I will tell you, even if you have canned potatoes, you are not limited to just mashed potatoes and potato salad. Take them, drain them, rinse them, lay them on a paper towel, let them get kind of dry, and then you can pop them into an air fryer. And they will turn into crispy potatoes. Season them with just a touch of oil, a touch of your seasoning, pop them on your air fryer sheet, and they were really good. I actually almost got them overdone, but it's taken me some time to figure out how to actually cook them this way, but it's been a game changer in storage. And when I air fried them that way, you could not taste like that little bit of canned taste that you can get with canned potato. You couldn't tell they were canned potatoes. They tasted like I'd pulled them out of the freezer or I had cut up fresh potatoes. But it didn't take as long to process or prep. There's so many options. Corn. You see, I don't have corn here. Corn is not something that we grow for ourselves. And for me, in all reality, corn, I can still get it cheap enough that it doesn't make sense for me to process it either. But you can make corn pudding, you can make a corn souffle, you can make corn muffin bites, like fried corn muffin bites. You can do anything with that. I'm making a Mexican corn dip possibly for Christmas with cream cheese and some chili lime seasoning and a little bit of hot sauce and a few other things that look really good. And it's just a different take on using that vegetable. Carrots, honeyed, maple glazed in those roasted vegetables. Carrot sweet potato muffins. Again, you do whatever you want with these. A lot of these vegetables are really interchangeable, and I think a lot of people forget that. What you have to take into account with them is how you need to cook them, how hard they are to puree. I would treat carrots and sweet potatoes about the same. They have about the same texture. Carrots might be a touch softer than a sweet potato when you puree them compared to like a winter squash. We have some winter squashes that we have had that have been very wet, but then we have had others that are very firm. So you just have to kind of make those judgment calls as you go through. If you have greens right now, salad, you can do cooked in vinegar. I know that's a huge thing around here is collard greens. We don't like them ourselves. I'm not a huge cooked greens person. I'm not a huge green person. Cabbage is another great thing. You make slaw, you can do cabbage rolls, you can make soup. Just about anything that you really want to make. I feel like everybody shoves everything into a piece of cabbage and calls it a meal. It makes it a little hard for me, but that's what happens. I would also say, like, if you're like us right now, we have a lot of peppers, and if I would have had bell peppers, I would have made some vegan stuffed peppers for Aaron because we're still getting bowlfuls of peppers right now. I probably pulled 30 off the vine today, 20, 30.
Yeah, jalapenos and bananas.
We don't have bell peppers. It's not something we actually grow because it's not something we eat a lot of. But if I had them, I would definitely do that. And if you had big enough jalapenos, you could do a stuffed pepper. You do it with rice and some beans. Make it a little interesting. Beets, roast them. Like I have beets here, right here. And you can roast them in balsamic vinaigrette, but my favorite way to eat them is pickled. And no, they are not canned pickled. I pickle them after I take them out of the jar. So You can also take a lot of these different things and make cold salads with rice, anything you could think of. And you're like, Julia, some of these aren't really traditional Thanksgiving foods. No, they're not. They're not. But if we're trying to save money and trying to use what's in our pantry because we preserve this food and we're trying to think outside the box, we might have to find new traditional Thanksgiving or Christmas foods. We now have to think differently about how we're actually approaching the holidays. Another thing to think about are your fruits. You can do more than make a pie with these. I'm going to be doing cinnamon glazed apples for my little one. You can also make apple muffins. You can make apple fritters. You could probably do them with peaches. You can do homemade breakfast like crescent rolls that we did a video on. It's where you do a crescent roll and you put a cream cheese and egg layer, and then you put the fruit on top of them. That would be very good. You can do scones, muffins, anything you can think of to just be different and use what you have. If you're tired of your everyday purpose of these items, just think outside of the box. That's the main thing here. You have anything to add, Aaron?
No, I mean, just, there's lots of things you get out of your garden that you can make many side dishes for if you preserve it
And
right.
if you put them together, change them up, whatever you want, you could take these 3 fruits and make a pie. You really could. And this was one of our sweet potatoes there. Pulled out 2 great big ones for dinner, and one was enough. But you could throw these together and make a pie or a bread or something interesting and unique. A lot of people are experimenting with taking fruit and making it savory. If you're interested in that, I would definitely look into those kinds of recipes. They aren't necessarily for me. I like fruit to taste like fruit, but that's just me. I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to that. So let me know in the comments below, how do you use your pantry to save the most money? How do you use your harvest to save the most money when you are coming up with your holiday meal plans? Because I will tell you, this is what I do. It not only saves me money, it saves me time, because the potatoes are cooked, my relish is cooked. I don't have to think about this. All I have to do is heat it up a little bit and it's done. This is going to be the fastest potato salad I've ever put together in ever. So it's going to be very, very nice. But let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And as always, make sure you check out our link tree where you'll see all of our other content. And thank you for joining us on The Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.